Good afternoon, windy people.
Morning, afternoon.
Afternoon even. It's 1 o'clock.
Where's the day
Afternoon. Where's the day? Where's the time? Who cares about time anymore? It's all an abstract concept that no one should need to worry about.
It is, anyway. That's better. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here at Beeston, Danny, after a very rainy start to the day. Things have improved.
Yes,
so Gaby
ditto.
and I are ready for a wander around. Hello.
Same here. So we've just been having a bit of a pre-chat and we nattered a bit too long because, of course, we got very tight to time. Gotta go live now. But yeah, Beeston Parkrun. This is the first time that I have been on a gimbal walk at an event that I've never been to. It's very unusual. So I'm looking forward to this from a third-party point of view. I've not been to Beeston, so everything's going to be very new to me. Now, I'm only doing this on the promise and the premise that there's bees there. Are there bees at Beeston?
There are no bees at Beeston, Danny. And am I in shot now? As I was saying to you earlier on, when Finley was little, this was his first ever train journey. We took him on as a little, treat. Got to Beeston, got off, had a wander around. He sat on a bench and he said, "Mummy, I don't like Beeston. There's no bees here." And we always remind him of that now, much to his embarrassment. I hope he's listening. Hello, Finley.
Hello, Finley. I hope you're watching too. Do you know what?
Beeston, and we decided.
Sorry, little Finley. May I just say, sorry. I'm in agreement with little. I'm in agreement with little Finley. I'm sorry. There needs to be bees. Although I have been told, isn't there a pirate there? Is there a pirate nearby?
There is a pirate here. Can you see it?
Is that a bee in a pirate costume? If it's a bee in a pirate costume, that makes up for the lack of bees.
We've not seen one yet. But we thought what we do is we're going to start at the cafe. Which is not near the course. As you can see, this is the fantastic Boathouse Cafe run by Tony. And we are going to start here and we're going to wander down towards the course and just take in a few of the interesting bits on the way.
Oh, you're all right, Gaby?
Yep, sorry, still upright. What's getting to me? Sorry.
I thought you'd fallen over for a second. You tilted with you. So, but there's the Boathouse Cafe. So that is where you go and congregate.
That's where the park runners come. Yeah, lots of outdoor seating. Bit of indoor seating as well. I'll put I put a couple of photographs in the on the Facebook page yesterday, and when I get back later on, I'll put a few more in. There's a really nice picture of the inside of the cafe at event number 1.
Right. Okay. Yep. Yes. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That's lovely. It's lovely to see that archive. And you look at the photographs, and like 2000 and is it 15 or 16 or something?
2014.
14. Sorry.
2014 here. Yeah.
If you look at the photographs, you think the photographs kind of look old, even though they're not. They're digital. They look from a time past, and it's not that long ago.
He's
got not that long ago.
He actually displays them inside.
Does he? Oh, excellent. He's got them in the cafe. I haven't been in this cafe for a while, actually. So what we'll do is we'll walk down and I'll just tell you a little bit about the history and the beginning of this park run. Might as well, might we? So let's go. Right.
Okay.
And we need to
go ahead.
See the Captain America. Look. They've got Captain America as well.
Lucky Robin. That's quite cool. Oh, Captain. I've got loads of little Spider-Man symbols, and there's a pirate. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff there.
After you go.
There's a chandlery.
There's a bridge.
So if anybody wants to come by boat, this is the park run.
Right, we're just negotiating a little narrow walkway here across the little hole.
Are you next to the river? Is that the Trent next to you again?
That's the Trent. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's connected. It's connected to Colic. Which way is it? Up or down river?
Sort of.
Colic's that way.
That way, yeah. That way.
Okay. Right.
And Newark. Yeah. And Newark.
Clifton over there.
Gotcha. Hello to everybody that's joined us, by the way. I need to have a quick shout out to everyone that's commenting. Everyone's saying hello.
Afternoon. Yeah, okay, so we're going to walk down. So let's just go round here.
Well, one of the things we want to show you is Beeston Parkrun is surrounded on 3 sides by water because you've got the Trent and then there's a canal splitting off from the Trent, and that's what forms the Weirfield. And the split in the Trent is just coming up, and we thought we should show that because it's just such a spectacular part of kind of coming up to the Beeston Parkrun course.
Okay. It's a bit windy, isn't it? Because you're very open as to where you are. Etymology of the name Beeston. Apparently, they found a stone carved like a bee 2,000 years ago, and then they built a village around it, and that's why it's called Beeston.
Really?
No, it's not true. I just thought I'd make it up on the spot.
That's really weird. We've just used a different edition of the Doomsday Book again. And that pesky edition I'm using, which keeps disagreeing with yours, says Beeston. It's called Beeston because there is some wafty grass, like ryegrass, and it's the farmstead with the ryegrass. So the Beeston Rylands, which is where the Weirfields is located, just kind of rams that message home. Ryegrass. I need to check your edition of the Doomsday Book. It's not one we have at Nottingham in the university.
Well, another piece of information that I researched, I didn't think it was true. Apparently, they said that the village was founded 500 years ago by a guy called Bobby Stone, and they sort of shortened it to Bobby Beeston. And I don't know if that's true either. I don't know. Obviously,
I wonder if the Beeston could be found anywhere. I have to go and look for it.
Actually, do you know what? I'm going to make a bee stone now. I'm going to carve a bee, paint a stone like the colours of the bee, and I'm going to bring it up when I come to do Beeston Parkrun in the future. Can we look ahead, Gabby, by the way? Is that all right? See where you're going rather than the bridge? Thank you, much appreciated. Are you falling over? You're slightly tilted, Gabby. Is the gimbal okay?
We're going up quite a steep hill at the moment.
Right, put the what's going on with the gimbal? What are you up to?
Pressing the wrong button. Sorry.
Right.
My goodness.
Put it in front. Put it in front of you.
I think. I'm just going to cross over this little.
Sorry, we're just we're going over the canal again.
Right.
So the canal has now split from the Trent.
Okay.
Where we're going now is towards the start of Beeston. Oh, we're not going to go there right now. We're going to go towards the start of Beeston Parkrun.
Yep.
Sometimes, when the Boathouse Cafe is full, the parkrunners will use the tea rooms here, which is the Beeston Canal and Heritage Centre, which gives us a second venue. So within 2 minutes walk of each other, we've got two excellent cafes which the parkrunners can be using. So that's the kind of like tea room. Yeah.
Okay, stay there 1 second. Don't move. I'm just going to bring something up for, I guess, map context is the best way to describe it. And let's bring this in. And there we go. So, right, let's have a bit of a zoom in. There we go. Canal, Heritage Centre. You're kind of around there, aren't you? Is that right?
Right in the corner.
Yeah.
Just here.
And when Fraser and I came to walk around this course to look at it, this was all cordoned off, and they just got the funding to develop it.
Right. Okay. And
So
how many
it's
laps
great
is
that
it?
It's actually happened now.
So you do one lap around the sort of rectangle, the shape of the Weirfield,
Yeah.
and then we do an out and back, and we're going to walk the out and back because that's the one that follows the canal.
Yeah,
It's a little bit like Manhattan Island. The way I see that, isn't it? The way it's done. It's got the rivers either side, well, the canal and then the River Trent one side. It's a little bit the way it's positioned and pointed. It's the Manhattan of Parkrun world. Sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of the water goes around three sides, which is really, really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So we are now, actually, I'm just going to show you the place here.
Yeah. So that's the pavilion, Danny.
Yep.
And that's where there's some toilets in there, and that's where the kit's stored.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I was just going to say about Beeston Parkrun was, when we sort of look back at how Beeston Parkrun came about, it sort of started in 2014.
Yep.
But Fraser and I had been we'd been invited to a meeting that had loads of Nottinghamshire sports development officers at it, probably a year or so before that. And as a result of which, they kept coming in one by one and saying, can we have a parkrun in our area? Can we have a parkrun in our area? So Chris Laxton-Kane came in for Broxtowe Borough Council, and this was the third venue we looked at, actually. So we looked at two parks. One was a really big one really small one. And then Chris, we liked to see both of them walk round. It didn't really feel the right thing. And then Chris Laxton-Kane just said, oh, what about Beeston Weirfields? It's not a park, but it's a good open space.
Yeah.
And the minute we arrived, we just had that feeling that it would work really well. And hi.
So this path is high up. You can't. Does it flood or it can't flood because it's too high compared to the water level?
Yeah, no, you can't. I mean, it's high up now. So if you look over to the left here, that's the canal.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, and then if you're sweeping around to the right, sort of the Trent is over there.
Yep.
So, and I really love this course. It's a really simple course, just like a rectangle, and then with a little extra bit of an out and back with a switchback bridge.
Yep.
Really straightforward. So when we came down and we walked round it, we just straight away got that feeling that it was going to be a great park run. And then it started in April 2014.
Okay.
So we're just going to walk down to the start now. So after you'd done a lap of the course, you'd be coming back along this path again. And by this time, the funnel would be set up over on the right.
Yeah.
And we'd be sort of running over on the left-hand side.
So one of the things we can do, we can make a very, 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 very long funnel. Because we haven't we haven't got the width, because obviously there is a drop to our right.
Yeah.
But what we can do is we can make a very long and very thin funnel. So you should have seen Helen organise our Christmas run. That funnel was a thing of beauty.
Okay,
it was a bit like Alton Towers, Danny. You know, when you cut the queues down, when it gets less busy, you can have more places to get out. That was Fraser's speciality. But Beeston did the first Christmas Day park run here in 2019. And before that, the only one in Nottingham that had been doing one was Forest Rec, and it was getting really massive. And then, funnily enough, Fraser, Finley and I were on holiday in Poole. We went along to volunteer at Upton House Juniors, bumped into Alison Hogg, who's the event director, and she said, "Oh, I'm thinking about doing Christmas Day at Beeston, what do you think?" And I said, "Well, if you do, Hood Street will definitely come and volunteer for you." So we came here that year.
Okay.
And it was great. We had 486, I think.
Wow.
And it was really, really nice.
Canal board playing carols.
Yeah. It was
nice.
So here's the start sign here.
Okay. Beeston Parkrun, by the way, I don't think you can see this, Helen. Beeston Facebook page is commenting, so I don't know exactly who's watching, but it says, "Oh, the wind is going to buffet the mic, isn't it?" Hello, really proud to be looking at our course. Love Beeston, which, as you just detailed just then, I mean, it doesn't have much in the way of girth, but has plenty in length. So that's good. That's good for Beeston. Okay.
I'm so pleased we got that in straight away.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Hello, Alison, if that's you. So we're at the start sign here, the finish sign, and this has been here for quite some time now. Sponsored, it says, by David Patrick, the event director from 2014 to 18, in memory of Leslie, who was actually one of the core team, and she's in that photograph I popped on Facebook yesterday. So lost her a few years ago, unfortunately, but in memory of this one.
So Helen, sorry, can you hear me? Go back and do that again. I think my end lost connection, and I know from what I could hear, that was an important thing. So you want to just say that again for us, the name that's on there?
Just to say, so this is Leslie, in memory of Leslie, who was on our core team here at Beeston.
Yeah, bring the camera down, Gabby, a little bit.
And she was as it says there, a founding supporter of Beeston Parkrun. And if you looked at the photograph of the team training night, she's in that photograph on the right hand side with her son. And her husband was part of the team as well, actually. So gone but never forgotten.
Okay, lovely. It's a lovely little tribute.
So here, this is the start line here. So on a usual day at Beeston, there's normally sort of 265 is about the average. They've got like a little set of step ladders, haven't you? And the director stands on there. There's just this amazing view of people in the road down there ready to go, and then off they go that way.
So another possibly more unusual feature we have is we actually have every run brief signed. So we've got a team of volunteers who've been trained by a sign language teacher, and they can all sign the run brief. So we have two sets of step ladders, run director on one, and the signer actually stands on the other one.
It is Alison, by the way. Helen, it is Alison.
Hello, Alison.
I don't know if you are aware, Gabby, it's really windy.
It is really windy, yeah. So last time I was here volunteering was Christmas Day, but the first event, I was going to mention about the first event, we obviously always really try and do a really soft launch, and it didn't go quite according to plan here. It was a little busier than we'd have liked. So we had 302 people, all went absolutely fine, but it was obviously more people than we'd have liked ideally. But Fraser did timing with Julie Lord, and I did numbers, giving out the numbers with Mick Lord. So they were a husband and wife couple. And just as I was getting ready to give the numbers out, I caught my finger on the brand new funnel, and it was bleeding. And I spent the whole of the morning trying to stem bleeding from my finger while giving out 203 tokens. And I was just constantly wiping it on my leg and trying to wrap it in a bit of my hoodie or something. So that was always very entertaining. But
I got stabbed at Itchy Valley by Helen Reese's son. And I was bleeding. He stabbed me in the hand with the pins. By the pins that hold the tokens together. It was purely accidental, but I was bleeding and then trying not to give out tokens with the blood on it. It's like, oh goodness.
Yeah, it's a bit of a risk, but I managed to sort of stem it and carry on. But
right, 1 second, Helen. Helen, 1 second. 1 second. John Japp, kneel to shield the mic. Can't hear because of the wind. John, thank you technically for letting us know. I know that, right? I know that.
Gabby's trying.
We're really trying. We can't do it.
Right. So there's two things. What is your mic end? You've got an iPhone, right, Gabby? So if your phone is landscaping at the moment, that if the mic will be at the bottom, so I'm assuming it would be on the right hand side. If you can get Helen to be on your right hand side, slightly in front of the camera that we can see her, it should be slightly better.
Slightly out. Is that better?
Yeah, we can still hear you. It's just the wind is buffeting the mic.
Okay. Yeah.
Technically, go ahead.
We're out the wind a little bit now, so it should be a little bit better.
Technically, we've still got a few things to try and sort, John. We can, if we could dish out mics left, right, and centre, we would. But we're just having to play with base tech at the moment.
How's that? Is that a little bit better?
Yeah. Very, very, very clear now. Super clear.
The wind has dropped down a bit where we are now.
So very puddly.
What's interesting about this bit of the course is runners complete one lap in the direction we're running at the moment. Yeah. And then once they've passed the start, which is also the finish, we send them back out. So at this point, if you're in the mid-pack, the really fast finishers will actually be coming towards you. So it's a very sort of friendly high-fivey type course. Yeah. Where you can actually see the fast finishers coming sort of straight in. So one of the things our finishing funnel does is pushes the runners, which haven't completed, onto the left. Yeah. So they give space to the fast runners who are coming in. So it's quite snazzy, we think.
Yeah, it's also nice for the volunteers because when everybody's done the first lap, the finish line for the volunteers are kind of hanging around waiting for people coming in. They're getting to sort of, support the people going past them, which is really nice. And at Colic, we set them off there and we just don't see anybody for 50 minutes. We're not sure they're there. So we could have all gone home.
True.
I think you can see it's a very, very fast fast course. Yeah.
I'm about to say the first thing in my head is like, this is going to be a speedy one, given the right conditions.
Yeah. So, have you looked at the female record?
I'm on their page. I'm on their page now. Coincidentally, I'm just having a look.
It's Rosie Clark, who is actually the GB 3,000 metre steeplechaser.
From Epsom and Ewell, though, isn't she? Is that right?
Yeah, I think she is. So
she's at Loughborough.
Yeah, and Finley and I, funnily enough, went on a steeplechase training day in Leicester, and she came along and did some of the coaching with us, and she was ever so nice. But when I was looking at this information, I saw she was the course record holder.
Yeah, she is.
16:22. Yeah.
16:22. And she is. Yeah, of course. She's even got a Wikipedia page, to be honest with you. And Club Epsom and Ewell. So she'll be. Yeah. Located very close to where I am, as a matter of fact, the track that I've run on many occasions. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Super duper. And then also, you won't know this. Male record.
We're going to drop down.
Oh, 1 second. I'm just going to say as well, the male record holder. Do you know who the male record holder is as well?
I do, but I can't remember his name.
Mark Draper, who's a friend of mine, who now does a lot of stuff at Bedford. He does loads of Bedford races. It was I think it was the second fastest ever park runner after Andy Baddeley on the same morning for on one morning for a very, very long time. So yeah, very good.
That's right, because I remember reading that because I was surprised to see it was him because the majority of male course records held in Nottingham are by Ali Watson, who runs for Notts AC, who's got a daughter at our athletic club. And I thought, that's unusual. There's one that Ali hasn't got. So there we go. So we're now walking along the canal side. So you've done your lap, and then you drop down onto the canal side, and you run along here down to the switchback bridge, as we'd say.
So what you can see now is the multitudes of transport ways in which you can arrive at Beeston sort of park run. Yeah. You can come by boat, by SUV, you can come by canoe, you can come by train station.
What about a swarm of bees? A swarm of bees, could they carry you? Could they lift you, all holding very tiny strings attached to you, and then they would fly you over to the start? I think that would be the best way to arrive at Beeston.
I mean, the way the day that happens, I'll have the gimbal out and I'll film it and we'll live transmit it. It's just never happened yet.
I'll make it happen.
Excellent. So where we are on the
Sorry.
So where we are, just in case there are some canal loving listeners, we're on the Nottingham and Beeston Canal, which dates to the 1790s. So it's one of the really, really old canals in the area around here. And we're going to walk down towards our switchback point, which marks a really interesting part in the course anyway, because it sort of goes towards the boots side. And boots is obviously a very, very important part of employment in Nottingham.
Yeah.
And also significant for all sorts of interesting things, such as the introduction of the 5-day working week. Because when Boots revolutionised working in its D10 factory, the factory was so efficient, they didn't need to work 6 days, so they could send all their kind of workers home for Saturday and Sunday. So there are some really interesting bits off to our left, so we're working towards the switchback. And there's nice graffiti here, so you have something to read while you run. You know, the park run for all seasons.
Elton John there, look. Yeah, I love this part of the course though. I love it.
And
It's
again,
very pretty.
Yeah, it is.
It's also to our right behind the wall is an alternative way of actually running the lap. So what we can say to some of the participants is a bit more paddly on the right hand side. So if you were to be in a wheelchair or you would be running with a buggy, you've got the really good canal surface.
Right. Okay.
Because there's no kind of like difference between the length of the course
behind
behind the wall and in front of the wall. Yeah. So sometimes if it's too puddly, we just direct all the runners down here.
Yeah, so it's quite a nice little route, this, isn't it? So simple as well, just that rectangle and then this little extra bit at the end.
Shall we show them the 4K marker?
Yeah, can do.
Yeah, Anita Platt always loves to run next to the water. Oh, there's a 4K.
Yes, again, like I said, we don't do these now, but these have been in a long time.
Yep.
So we're just obviously going to have a few hanging around. I was going to say as well, this when we came in to do this one, it's actually we had to get permissions from 3 different landowners. So because you've got Canal and River Trust on this path here, you've also got Broxtowe Council, and you've also got Nottinghamshire City Council for the Trent side.
Yeah.
So 3 different permissions were required.
Crikey.
And then the funding we got from half of it from Sport Nottingham, half of it from Nottinghamshire County Council. They were really supportive because I think they'd seen the success of the park runs we'd started in Nottingham and were really keen to sort of get a few more going. So
nice. That's always the way, isn't it?
Rush on in it for over a few years.
It's a win-win. They're the councils. It's never a well, unless you're a parish council toward Bristol way. But other than that, it's always primarily a win-win.
Yeah, and I think what happened was, if we just hang on a minute, Gabby. So because we went to that meeting with all those different sports development officers, and we effectively pitched parkrun to them, you know, they were just sitting there thinking, well, for X amount of money, I can have this event which is run by volunteers that I don't need to get involved with. It doesn't cost any more, and it's going to keep people out of surgeries and get people out being sociable and create communities. And like, who wouldn't want that? And so, like I say, one after another, each sport development officer was coming and going, well, we want one, we want one, we want one, and on it went. And then it got to the stage of thinking, people used to say to us, surely Nottingham can't take many more, and they keep popping up still. So
exactly.
So it's good, isn't it? So
there are many more green spaces to go. There are many more green spaces to be filled. Oh yes.
Yeah, and this is such a great example, isn't it, of a space being used that it's not even in a park, but it's just a great space to do something like this. And I've had the opportunity over the years, as I'm sure you have, to go to loads of different types of park runs that aren't all in parks, that are just really creative uses of space.
Oh, hugely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hospitals, prisons, seasides.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, prisons are incredible. So let's 2 o'clock the switch, but this is a great bit. I'm going to go on. Let me go on ahead. Right.
We're running.
If anything. Stay in front. So Helen, we can hear you okay now. So if we can have you in shot a lot more, we'd love to have you sort of hosting and being present in front of us. This is Challenge Annika style going on right now.
Yeah, the hat is coming off. The hat is coming off.
Oh, is it? Well, it's very sunny. That's why everybody seems to be very happy. It has been noted in the comments that people are very happy and jolly and saying hello.
So what a lot of people do, Danny, as well, they grab hold of that.
Yeah, and spin. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah. I do exactly the same. I think.
Switch back and then people run back out this way to get back down to the finish, which was where that sign was that we saw earlier on. So we're going to go back that way, Danny.
I think we should probably switch back, go back.
Yeah, okay.
One thing which Beeston regulars will be very familiar with. Beeston's famous for headwind because at this point you've done just over 4k off the course, and obviously the finish is straight ahead. Gets a little bit puddly. There's a tiny lift up to the bridge, and then the headwind gets you. So you might be tracking really fast still here, and you're thinking, oh yeah, PB in the bag, I'm totally going to rule this. Just you wait till the headwind comes. And that headwind is there even if there's no wind anywhere else in the country.
Yeah.
Yep. Always say some. Glenn Hancock, making me feel homesick, guys. Glenn, where are you?
Yes, Glenn's a Nottingham man. Yeah.
Oh, right. I thought he was outside the country. I thought, hang on a second. Right, of course, because you said he feels London.
Glenn, hi, Glenn. But,
I panicked for a second. I thought
his mum and dad are in Nottingham. They've done a bit of volunteering as well.
Right.
So, in fact,
I thought he'd gone
here.
abroad. Okay.
During lockdown, I've been here. Well, not during lockdown. Between the lockdowns, I came here once to do a park run with Finley and Graham, and Finley and Graham went on ahead, and we picked a day where the heavens opened, and I was running, as Gaby said about the headwind, I was running down the canal side, running towards the canal side, as they were coming back up this path in the full wind. Hang on a minute, what's the location?
Oh, it is. That's it. Windy Winderson.
And like they were absolutely soaked to the skin, freezing cold. And Finley just went, just wait till you turn round.
Yes.
We got back in the car and we were absolutely soaked to the skin. We thought we do this for fun. But it was a good day.
I
so
miss.
Way back to finish now.
Yeah, I miss occasions where we all go, oh, soaking. I don't know. There's no compulsion like it. I think for me to have an event to go to, that it doesn't matter what the weather is. That you find the right clothing and you sit there and you're soaked and you're muddy or whatever. But you revel in that feeling of, I guess, of being alive rather than just being sedentary, tucked up. Walk. The feeling's nice, but it's that thrill. It's that you versus nature. That compulsion to go and do it. I mean, yeah, absolutely. We sit there going, what we're doing. We're living is what we're doing. We're living.
Yeah, you've got to get out there, and it's funny as well because I coach athletics as well at a club, and I coach the little kids as well, and you can tell the difference between a park running kid and a non-park running kid, because when they rock up for training and it's raining or whatever, like the park run kids don't bat an eyelid.
No,
because they're used to it, aren't they? You're used to going out all weathers and just getting stuck in, whereas some of the others might go, "Are we still training tonight, Helen?" Yes, we are.
Well, that was our hypothesis, wasn't it? And has been for quite a long time, that there are many young people, kids, juniors coming through that will have been doing this for a long. Oh, jump in the puddle. Been doing this for a long time. That they are going to be, I don't know, just not fazed by a lot of future sporting elements.
Yeah,
and elements being very broader term. Yeah, we're going to have a generation or two very much having been affected, like we have with the grassroots football and other grassroots sports. We don't really have it we haven't had it in athletics for a long time. There's loads of restrictions, and parkrun is now facilitating the ability for young people to get used to things, like you said there, Helen, like weathers.
Yeah.
Rather than just being at home on the game.
You've got to get out there, haven't you? You know, we all know that getting outside for an hour or so every day is it's just worth doing it. You've got to, no matter what the weather is. I drag Finners out every day for a walk or a run. You know.
Yep.
Just for the benefit of people who don't know Beeston Parkrun, this is it. This is the hill. This is really. I mean, there must be at least 5 meters elevation. This is brutal. This is going to kill you on the final lap.
Seeing that headwind.
It looks permanently tilted, Gaby. I'm joking with you anyway, so it's hard to know what's flat and what's not.
Sorry, but we're coming.
I'm going to come up and see you and calibrate your gimbal for you. Be like, right, here we go. Let's get this spirit level going on.
But no, that's our mighty hill.
It looks quite flat from my end. Oh, yeah, this is it. It's a little bit of hill here.
Have a look at the path. Have a look at more at the path than the bush, Gaby. And then have Helen, maybe just Helen in the shot to the right if you can. That's better. That's it. A little bit more of the path ahead rather than tilt to your left. I'm going to have to give you camera lessons.
I'm trying.
Super windy now.
Yep, that.
Yeah. So you used to make the. I still do. Haven't been for a while. The last time I came here, actually, that's one of the things I was going to say. Is the last time I came here to run, I also came here to meet Clara. Do you know Clara, Gaby? Yeah. So Clara is she's German, and she's actually the event director of the Osnabrück parkrun. So I think she was spending some time over here with the family at the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. Came to parkrun, loved it so much, wanted to take it back to Germany. And I think she's probably our youngest event director in the world. So.
Oh wow!
So,
Okay.
And then she came and volunteered at National Genius for me the next day as well, which was really nice. And did some scouting finish.
Passionate. Karen Spackman says parkrun children do not dissolve in water. I think children in general don't dissolve in water, not just parkrun ones, Karen.
I think they're a hardy bunch, Karen, aren't they, parkrun kids? It's a good thing. I mean,
they are.
Phyllis has done it since he's 10. I think it's been a great thing for him.
Put your hand over the mic, Gabby, if you can. Try and block it from the direction of the wind. You can hear me.
Got my hand over the edge of it, but
Not over the lens, over the microphone. The audio bit, not the visual bit. Up around the base of the phone, Gabby.
We are trying to. We've got one hand on the side. We have to keep it up.
The regulars at Beeston will recognise that there's no way we can protect the phone.
We're going to have to get you, what do they call it, those big furry muffs that they put on the old phone. If anybody's got a furry muff, anyone's got a furry muff handy, please let us know.
Just drop it down to the level path just because it might be a little bit.
That's a little bit better rather than higher up, yeah. That's better. Yeah. Lovely.
So we're not on the course. Just come off the course a bit now, just to get into a little bit of shelter.
We're going to give you
just hemorrhaged viewers because of that. Bye everyone that's gone to the sound. I do apologise.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. It's not your fault. There's not much you can do about it.
It's not chucking it down with rain, Danny. It was a few hours ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an absolute cracker beast it is. And in the summer, when we've been, well, any time of the year, you come along here, people finish, and then because there's a sort of a bank now. People have got their bikes resting there. They're sitting having a chat, and it just looks absolutely wonderful. Fraser took a fantastic photograph for Christmas Day last year. I'll stick it on the Facebook just to see what a spectacle it looks.
Right.
Great team at Beeston, doing a great job. Great course.
Well, they're watching and they're loving it, so yeah, it's all good.
Fantastic. There we go. This is the car park. What do you think?
Can barely hear. It sounds like you're in a hurricane at the moment.
It's a Beeston headwind. That's our finishing straight wind. Is this better?
There we go.
Well, I can hear you now a little bit, yeah.
Is that enough for you today, do you think?
Yeah, it's like...
We're nearly back at the big start again. We've got to go all the way around there, back out, switch back, come back to the finish, and everybody sort of hangs on this bank over here.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, that's grand. It's fine. It's fantastic. It's, if you can hear me, just about, yeah. 35 minutes. That's grand. Thank you very much. I mean, I've been intrigued because I've never seen Beeston before. It certainly compels me to want to come up when I'm feeling fit because it looks very flat and hard. And Beeston have been watching as well. But they love being an excellent secret park run. So not secret so much anymore. Karen Spackman gives you a shout out. Helen enthusiasm. Thank you very kindly. And yeah, and I'm sure we'll be there in 2022. Thank you all. Thank you once again for another lovely live. Much appreciated. But yeah, don't go anywhere, Helen. I'll speak to you very shortly.
Okay,
What
about the jump?
Oh, super! Wow! Nearly remembered. This is for the here. To hear my mood as we casting. See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.